Hi everyone, I am Dr. Shigar Kanti. In this video, we define cyclic group, some examples on cyclic group and some theorems on cyclic group. Okay. So the definition of cyclic group is a group G is said to be a cyclic group generated by an element say A in G if G can be written as a power of n where a is an integer and is denoted by like this. This is the notation for cyclic group, that is G is a cyclic group generated by A. Okay, so that means here a group G is said to be cyclic if all the elements of G can be expressed as integral power of some element, then that some element is known as the generator. Okay. So here we have examples show that the following are cyclic groups. I will take the first one, G equal to 1 omega square. We know that this is the set of all cube roots of unity. We know that this set of cube roots of unity forms a group with respect to multiplication. Second one, these are nothing but the fourth roots of unity, and we know that this set is a group with respect to multiplication, that is 1 minus 1 I minus I. Here 1 is the identity element, here also 1 is the identity element. And G is another set I am considering 0, 1, 2, 3 with respect to addition modulo 4. This is also group. Okay, here 0 is the identity element. And we consider one more set here, G is 1, 2, 3, 4. And this set is a group with respect to multiplication modulo 5. Here 1 is the identity element. Now here for 1, G is, we say that G is omega, because if I square this omega, I am getting omega square, which is the second element here. If I square this element, I am getting this element. And if I cube this element, then we get omega cube is nothing but 1. So therefore, 1 and omega square can be obtained from omega by raising the powers. So therefore here omega is the generator. Similarly, omega square is also generator. Okay, if we square this one, what we are getting? We are getting omega to the power of 4. Omega to the power of 4 can be written as omega cube into omega. But omega cube is equal to 1. So that means I am getting this one. And if you cube this one, omega square cube can be written as omega cube square. Omega cube equal to 1, 1 square is equal to 1, I am getting this one. So therefore in this case, omega is a generator, omega square is also a generator. Okay, so therefore G is a group, cyclic group generated by omega, as well as it is generated by this also. Now coming to the second example. So here 1 is the identity element here. Minus 1 cannot be the generator here, because from minus 1 we cannot get all those elements here. See here, if we take minus 1, if we square this one, then you are getting 1 here. Cube this one, again you are getting minus 1. To the power of 4, again you are getting 1. So that means here I and minus I cannot be obtained from this minus 1. Therefore minus 1 is not a generator, and identity element never be a generator. Okay. Now I will try for this I. Okay. What is I square? I square equal to minus 1. I am getting this one. Right. What is I cube? I cube can be written as I square into I. Okay. I square value equal to minus 1 now. Minus 1 into I is minus I. So that is I cube equal to minus I. What about I to the power of 4? I to the power of 4 can be written as I square square. I square equal to minus 1. Its square is equal to, again we are getting plus 1. Therefore from this I am getting minus 1 minus I 1. So therefore I is the generator and G is a cyclic group. Similarly, if you can try for this one also. Minus I is also a generator. So raising the powers, say 2, 3, 4, we are getting these elements. So this is the cyclic group generated by I. Now coming to the third example here, this is the example 0, 1, 2, 3 addition modulo 4. Here all these elements, here 0 is the identity element, 2, 3, 0, all these can be obtained from this one, taking the powers here. So here I will take 1. 1 square. 1 square means here we have to take twice here. The operation is twice here. 1 square means it is not 1 into 1 here. 1 the operation 1 here. So that is 1 plus 4 1. That means adding these two we are getting 2. Divide this by 4. What is the remainder? I am getting 2. Okay. What is 1 cube? 1 cube means 3 times this operation. So that is here 1 plus this. Okay. So that is here. It is not 1 cube means it is not 1 into 1 into 1. So 1 the operation, 1 the operation and 1. Okay. So here adding these 3 elements I am getting 3. Divided by 4 I am getting the remainder equal to 3. What about 1 to the power of 4? Again 1 operation, 1 operation, 1 operation. Okay, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 4. If we divide this by 4 then we are getting the remainder is equal to 0. So from 1 I am getting 2 I am getting, 3 I am getting, 0 I am getting. So the from 1 I am getting 2, 3 and 0. All these elements can be obtained from this one. Therefore 1 is the generator. Therefore G is a cyclic group. Coming to this example, fourth one, here 1 is the identity element. Okay, I will try for 2 here. Take 2 and my operation is cross 5, that is multiplication model of 5. Okay, I will take 2 here. I will try for 2 square means 2 into 2. 4 divided by 5. 4 divided by 5. Remainder is equal to 4. 2 cube means 2 operation 2 operation 2. 2 into 2 into 2. So this is equal to 8. 8 divided by 5. Remainder equal to 3. Next 2 to the power of 4. 2 operation 2 operation 2 operation 2. 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, that is totally 16 is there, and if you divide 16 by 5 we are getting the remainder is equal to 1. So from 2 what I am getting here is I am getting 4 3 1. So from 2 we are getting 4 3 1. All these elements can be obtained from 2. Therefore 2 is the generator. So that is here G is a cyclic group generated by 2. One theorem, small theorem, show that every cyclic group is abelian. Abelian means for any two elements x and y belongs to G, if we have xy is equal to yx, then we say that it is abelian. We have to prove that every cyclic group is abelian. For that, let me consider G as a cyclic group generated by A. So that is G is a cyclic group generated by A. Now, in order to show that it is abelian, I have to prove that for any two elements x and y, we have to prove that x into y is equal to y into x. For that, consider two elements here. Let x comma y belongs to G. If x belongs to G, G is a cyclic group generated by A. Therefore, every element of G can be written as integral power of A. So, therefore, x can be written as a to the power of m. Similarly, y belongs to G. Okay, y belongs to G. Therefore, y also can be written as some integral power of A. So that is y equal to a power of n. Now consider x into y. X into y equal to x is a raised to m, y equal to a raised to n. This can be written as a to the power of m plus n. Can be written as a to the power of m plus n can be written as n plus m. And again we write this as a power of n into a power of m. A power of n equal to y and a power of m equal to x. So that is we have proved that xy is equal to yx. Therefore we say that G is abelian. Okay. Next example. If A is a generator, then we have to prove that A inverse is also a generator. So let me consider G. A is a generator. That is G is a group, cyclic group generated by A. I have to prove that A inverse is also a generator. To show that A inverse is also a generator, I have to show that every element of G can be expressed as powers of A inverse. Okay. So here given that G is a cyclic group generated by A, okay, I consider like this. Now let me take an element, say X belongs to G. As we have taken G is a cyclic group generated by A, therefore every element of G can be written as a power of a. So that is x can be written as a to the power of n. And I will write this as a to the power of n can be written as a to the power of minus 1 to the power of minus n. So that means here we have taken x is any element belongs to G. We are able to write that x has some power, integral power. This is an integer here, okay? Minus n is an integer. We are able to write this x as an integral power of a raised to minus 1. This shows that a raised to minus 1 is a generator. So that is we write G is equal to is a cyclic group generated by A inverse. So if A is a generator, A inverse is also a generator. These we have observed in the examples here, okay? Omega was the generator, omega square is also generator. I is the generator, minus I is also the generator, okay? Next theorem. The order of any element A of a group G cannot exceed the order of G. Okay, G is a group, with some order, and A is an element of G. A is having its own order. What we have to prove here is the order of A cannot exceed the order of G. So that is order of A is less than or equal to order of G, that we have to prove. Now here, let A be any element of G of order n. Okay, that is n is the least positive integer such that A raised to n is equal to E. Now let me consider a set here h is equal to a square, a cube, a raised to 4, a to the power of n. And as the order of A equal to n, therefore this is equal to E. And this is the last term in this set here, because if we go for the next powers here, a power of n plus 1 is nothing but a. Because a power of n plus 1 is equal to a power of n into a, that is Ea equal to a. And a to the power of n plus 2 is nothing but a square. A to the power of n plus 3 is nothing but a cube. So these elements are again repeated. That is, this is the last element here. Okay. Now here, a is an element of G, therefore a is an element of H. And similarly, a is an element of G, therefore a square is an element of G also. That is, here A belongs to H, A also belongs to G. A square belongs to H. As A is an element of G, therefore A square is also an element of G. And A cube belongs to H, A cube also belongs to G. A raised to n belongs to H, A raised to n also belongs to G. That means here H is a subset of G. Okay, so that is clearly H is a subset of G. And no two elements are repeated here because n is the least positive integer such that A raised to n equal to E. Okay, so that is here order of this is equal to n. So order of A equal to n, therefore order of this set is also equal to n here. And as H is a subset of G, therefore the number of elements in H must be less than or equal to the number of elements in G. So that is order of H is less than or equal to order of G. This implies, what is order of H? It is nothing but n here, n elements are there. N is less than or equal to order of G. So what is n we have taken? We have taken this as the order of A. So finally we have proved that order of A is less than or equal to order of G. Order of any element cannot exceed the order of the group. Next, one more theorem. If A is a generator of a group, then show that order of A is equal to order of G. Okay. So here G is a cyclic group generated by A, therefore order of A and order of G must be same. Order of A is equal to order of G. Here in the previous example we have proved that order of A is less than or equal to order of G. So order of any element either equal to order of G or less than order of G. What this shows here is, if A is a generator, then equality holds here, right? Now here, to prove this one, let me take G is a cyclic group generated by A. And let me take order of A is equal to n. Okay? Then, let me consider a set here. H is equal to A square, A cube, A power of n is equal to E. And this is equal to G, because A is a generator of G, means all the elements of G can be obtained from A by raising integral powers. So these are nothing but the integral powers, means these are nothing but the elements of G. So therefore here H is nothing but G. So we claim that all the elements of H are distinct. That is, here we say that these elements are distinct here. It is very clear that, because here we have taken order of A equal to n means this is the least positive integer such that A to the power of n is equal to E. Now here we claim that all the elements are distinct here. If possible, some two elements are same here. If possible, say A raised to R equal to A raised to S. For we have taken R is greater than S and R and S less than or equal to, and that is, we are considering any two elements here which are same. They are not same. That is, if suppose that happens, suppose A raised to R is equal to A raised to S, right? And you can take here R greater than S or S greater than anything you can take here. But these two are must be less than or equal to n, because then if you take any two elements here, then the power is always less than or equal to n. Then if these two are same, then taking this to the left hand side, what I am getting here is A to the power of R minus S is equal to E. That means I am operating by A power of minus S on both the sides on right. Right side becomes A raised to S into A raised to minus S. This is nothing but identity. So A raised to R minus S is equal to E. So what this implies here is A to the power of R minus S is equal to E means order of this is, I am getting E means order of this is less than or equal to R minus S. So that is here order of A is less than or equal to R minus S. Okay. We have two results. One is order of the A. If we get like this, order of A is less than or equal to this number, and one more thing is there, order of A divide this. These are the two results. Okay, here I am taking order of A is less than or equal to R minus S, and here R and S are less than or equal to n, therefore their difference must be less than n. This is a contradiction here, because n is the least positive integer such that A raised to n equal to E. If is n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3 are there, then A to the power of n minus 1 or A to the power of n minus 2 or A to the power of n minus 3 cannot be E is equal to E. So here what I am getting here, I am getting this is equal to E where this is less than n, which is not possible here. That is, this is a contradiction. So therefore, why we are getting this contradiction? That is, we have taken this one. If possible, A raised to R equal to A raised to S is wrong. This is not correct. That means here all the elements of this set are distinct. That means this consisting of n elements here. So that means here order of H is equal to order of G. So H and G are same here. Order of H equal to order of G implies order of H is equal to n here. N elements are there equal to order of G. This n is nothing but order of A. So order of A is equal to order of G. See, that is here. Always order of A is less than or equal to order of G. In particular, if A is the generator, then equality holds here. If A is the generator, then order of A becomes order of G. Otherwise, it is always less than order of G. Next, one more theorem. Let G be a finite group of order n containing an element of order n, then show that G is a cyclic group generated by A. Okay, this is the theorem here. That is, suppose G consisting of 10 elements are there, and suppose A is an element whose order is also equal to 10. Then G is cyclic generated by that A. Okay. So here, let the order of G is equal to n. So the group G consisting of n elements, and A be an element of G whose order is also equal to n. Okay. Let G be a finite group of order n containing an element of order n. This we have considered. What we have to prove? We have to prove that G is cyclic group generated by A. I have to prove that A is a generator here. Now, if I consider H is equal to A square, A cube up to A to the power of n, this is equal to E. And this is the cyclic group generated by A. Okay. And again we are claiming that this is okay. As in previous theorem we have considered, again we claim that these elements are distinct here. Okay. So we consider A raised to R equal to A raised to S for R greater than S. and we are getting a contradiction here. Therefore, here all the elements are distinct means order of H is equal to n here. So finally, all the elements of H are distinct. Therefore, order of H equal to n. If they are not distinct here, suppose any two elements are same here, then order of H cannot be equal to n here, because this is said if two elements are same, then we consider only an element, only one element. So that means that then order of H becomes less than n. As all these elements are distinct, therefore H consisting of n elements here. Order of H is equal to n. And this is nothing but our order of G. Okay. So this shows that what we proved here is, first of all, H is a subset of G, and these two have the same number of elements. Okay. Okay. So that is H, clearly H is a subset of G, and here we have order of H is same as order of G. Two criteria are there to show that two sets are same. That is, suppose A and B are any two sets, then to prove that A equal to B, two criteria are, one criteria is A less than or equal to B, A subset of B and B subset of A. This is one criteria. Second one, these two have the same number of elements and one is subset of the other. Say for example, if A is subset of B and A and B have the same number of elements, then we can say that A equal to B. So here we have this criteria. H is a subset of G and these two have the same number of elements, therefore we can write G equal to H. But what is this H? H is a cyclic group generated by A. So that is, this is equal to A. So that means finally we have proved that G is a cyclic group generated by A. So this theorem states that G is a group of order n, and if this G has an element of order n, then that element is the generator and G is the cyclic. This is the theorem. Next, one more theorem. Let G is a cyclic group generated by A of order K. Okay. G is a cyclic group generated by A of order K. Then A power of m equal to A power of n for m is not equal to n if and only if m is congruent to n mod k. Given that G is a cyclic group generated by A and whose order is equal to k. So that means by previous theorem we can say that order of G is equal to order of A. The order of A is also equal to k, order of G is also equal to k because A is the generator here. Then what we have to prove here is, if A raised to m equal to A raised to n, then we have to prove that m is congruent to n mod k. Conversely, suppose m is congruent to n mod k, I have to prove that A raised to m equal to A raised to n. Okay. So let me start. Order of G equal to k is given and A is a generator. This implies order of A is also equal to k. Now, if I consider A raised to m equal to A raised to n, then this implies operating by A raised to minus n on both the sides, we write A power of m minus n is equal to E. Okay. So here A power of something equal to E means order of this element must divide this one. So that is, there are two results. One, order of A is less than or equal to this power is one result. Second result, order of A divides this one. So here I will use, this implies order of A divides m minus n. What is order of A? So that is k. K divides m minus n. And by the definition of congruence modulo, if we write k divides m minus n, we can write m is congruent to n mod k. And conversely, suppose m is congruent to n mod k, then this implies k divides m minus n. So if k divides m minus n, then we have proved this result here. A power of m minus n is equal to E. So then this can be written A raised to m equal to A power of n. Okay. One more theorem. Let G equal to A, that is G is a cyclic group generated by A of order D and A raised to k, where k is less than D, okay, less than D, is also a generator if and only if k comma d is equal to 10. To understand this one, what is the meaning of this is, if you consider a particular example here, suppose G is a group generated by A of order say 10, means order of A is also equal to 10, okay, and then A raised to k is the generator if and only if k comma d equal to 1. So here say 3, here we have, suppose if we take order of A equal to 10, 3 is prime to 10, okay, relatively prime to 10. Then what this theorem says is A raised to 3 is also a generator. 4 is not prime to 10, 5 is not prime to 10, 6 is not prime to 10, 7 is prime to 10. Therefore, this theorem states that A raised to 7 is also generator. 8 is not prime to 10, 9 is prime to 10, 9 comma 10 is equal to 1, so therefore a to the power of 9 is also a generator. That is the meaning of this theorem. And I think we have proved one result in this is the result already we have proved. Let A be an element of order n of group G and let P be an integer prime to n, then A raised to P is also of order n. Okay. So if A is an element of order n and P is prime to n, A raised to P is also of the same order. If order of A equal to n, then order of A raised to P is also equal to n. That is the meaning. Okay. So here, to prove this one here, given G is equal to A, G is a cyclic group generated by A and order of G is equal to, given that it is D, okay, order of G is equal to D implies that order of A is also equal to D, because in the previous theorem we have proved that order of A is same as order of G. So that is order of A is also equal to D. Now let A raised to k is a generator. If A raised to k is a generator, I am considering this. A raised to k is a generator. I will try to prove that k comma d equal to 1. Let A raised to k be a generator, then every element of G can be expressed as a power of A raised to k. So in particular, A is an element of G, therefore A can be expressed as a power of A raised to k, right? Any element can be expressed as A raised to k. In particular, A is an element of G, therefore I can express A as a power of A raised to k, that is A raised to k to the power of s. This implies A raised to ks, and if you take this to left, this side here, this becomes A raised to ks minus 1 is equal to A raised to 0 means that is equal to identity element. I am getting A to the power of something equal to identity means order of A must divide this power here, that is D divides ks minus 1. This implies D divides ks minus 1. If D divides ks minus 1, then ks minus 1 can be written as some integer into D. Okay, so let's say dq. And I will write this implies ks, taking this to the left hand side, minus dq is equal to 1. If you get an expression like this, then we can write the GCD of this k and d must be is equal to 1. That is k comma d equal to 1. So we have taken A raised to k is a generator. We have proved that k comma d is equal to 1. Conversely, suppose k comma d is equal to 1. Then by number theory there exist two integer x and y such that kx plus dy is equal to 1. And if this is equal to d, then in general if this is equal to d, then d can be expressed as kx plus dy. Okay, so kx plus dy is equal to 1. Now a can be written as a to the power of 1. Okay, but and 1 can be written as kx plus dy. 1 can be written kx plus dy. This implies A is equal to A raised to kx plus dy can be written A raised to kx into A raised to dy. This is equal to A raised to kx into A raised to dy can be written A raised to d to the power of y. This is equal to A raised to kx into, what is A raised to d? This is equal to e because we have order of A equal to d. So therefore here a raised to d is equal to identity e power of y. But e power of y is equal to e itself because e is the identity here. So a raised to kx into e means this is nothing but a to the power of kx. Okay, a can be written as a power of kx. What I have to prove? I have considered k comma d equal to 1. I have to prove that a raised to k is also a generator. To show that a raised to k is also a generator, I have to show that every element of G can be expressed as some integral power of a raised to k. That is my aim. Okay, up to this what we proved here is a can be written as a to the power of kx. Now I will consider an element here. Let G be an element belong to G, any element. If we prove that G can be expressed as power of a raised to k, then I can say that a raised to k is the generator. Okay. Now here, since G is a group generated by A, therefore G can be written as an integral power of A. Okay, given that G equal to A here. So that is G equal to A to the power of M. And we have A can be expressed as A raised to kx here. So therefore in this place I will write A raised to kx, this power M as it is. And I can write this as a raised to k whole to the power of x into m. What I am doing here is G can be expressed as a power of a power of k. So that is, and G is arbitrary element of G. That means every element of G can be expressed as integral powers of a raised to k. This shows that a raised to k is also a generator. That is G is equal to a raised to k. Hence a raised to k is also a generator. Okay, thank you. I will stop here.